Hello, Nigeria. It's exciting to have you on Newsline. I am Becky Madujemo. The Ramadan fast is on. It is a spiritual obligation for all Muslims worldwide. The last 10 days are very significant. There are reasons why, and some Muslim clerics will explain better. Now, a 72-year-old woman is getting all the attention she totally deserves. The best part is that she had no plans to be noticed or popular because her activities were carried out secretly. NewsLine intends to beam what she's been doing in the background that can no longer remain hidden. And the donkeys are back this week. The reality on ground is that they are becoming endangered. A reporter will examine the factors that are hindering this efficient animal from multiplying itself. Then, Kaduna and crocodiles, Akwa Ibom and farming. How can you miss these? Tonight's edition is just too much, and it's all because of you. Yes, it's always about you, dear viewer. So let's get on with it as we watch the news first. Tassie Justin Bisong, happy Sunday, and over to you.
Happy Sunday to you too, Becky. Good evening, and here's the news. 7 people are reported to have died after AYA bridge in Asokoro, Abuja, as a tanker loaded with petroleum fell over and burst into flames while attempting to negotiate a bend. Hamisu Rogo has a situation report.
Studio, it is accident at exactly 3 o'clock this evening in Asokoro in Abuja. A tanker loaded with 33,000 liters of fuel, petroleum, coming from Calabar, going to Mina in Niger State, had an accident here, negotiating a bend at AYA Bridge close to Asokoro. There were 11 people inside. 2 were rescued. 7 are still there. All the males were rescued and in hospital. All the women could not be rescued. They are still in this vehicle. Many people here believe the women were the driver's immediate family members. He picked them up from Mararaba in Abuja to Mina. They will never make the journey alive. They are all feared dead. Everybody is afraid to go to that place. That's why rescue is very difficult, because it's fuel, and if it burns, the people that may rescue them may be probably affected by that. So that is the situation. But then we have eyewitnesses who are here, and in fact, the fire service man. Sir, good evening, sir. Obviously, you are the very first people who were here when this accident happened.
Yes.
Obviously, so what is the real situation like?
But the 7 people that were inside that were unable to escape, bully their women. 4 women and 3 children.
4 women, 3 children inside.
Yes.
So only the adults were rescued.
No, no, because they were men. They were able to. They can be helped. But the problem is that, when you have this kind of vehicle and you park 11 people, even with the driver, it will be very difficult, for driver to even, maneuver, to even handle the steering with 11 people in the same cabin. It's very...
well, not minding what Oga is saying here, but the bend here at Asokoro is very sharp. Even with people with saloon, negotiating this bend can be very difficult. Do not talk about people who have to maneuver trailers to be around this place. That may have been a contributory factor. But then, Oga, how do we do to alleviate this? Because you can see this place, it may affect more people. What do you think?
The bend, I think probably they have to revisit the reconstruction of this bend. It's too sharp. Because even like this trailer, it has happened now. Everybody has seen it.
We were chased away from the scene by rain, but rescue operations to put the fire up were still going on. People coming to Abuja from Mararaba Yanya axis will have to find alternative route for now, not because the tanker blocked the road, but because of the fear that the tanker can still explode with what remains of its cargo. It is a genuine fear and a genuine concern. In Abuja, Mohammed Hamis Rogo, NTA News.
Federal and state governments are considering the possibility of funding indigenous researchers on the production of chemical and pest control in the country. This followed concerns over armyworms and killer birds destroying maize and rice plantations in some parts of the country. Musa Baba Aliu reports that this is also part of efforts to find a lasting solution to the challenges facing food production in Nigeria.
Apart from armyworms that have been ravaging maize farms in the country, Quillia birds are also out to destroy rice plantations in Kano, Jigawa and Kebbi states. A visit to this rice farm located in Hadejia in Jigawa State shows that the migrating cooler birds have begun to wreak havoc on the plantation. Investigations show that farmers are using local methods to scare the birds with little effect. This is evident in the size of the farm, covering over 70 hectares. The farmers appealed for air spray before the birds will wreak more havoc on their farms. The Jigawa State Governor Abubakar Badaru told NTA News that the government has procured chemicals to control the birds.
We are working with the federal government on best way to create companies that will produce insecticides, so that will also be controlled, produced locally, and the price will reduce. And the same thing with equipment mechanization, to see how best we can partner with the producers of machines for agricultural use, to see how best we can produce the machines locally.
The federal government and Jigawa State are jointly sponsoring rice production in Hadejia. While the federal government provides land and irrigation facilities, the state government is providing inputs and mechanization. From Dutse in Jigawa State, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Jigawa State Governor Muhammadu Badaru Abubakar has urged Nigerians to ignore their differences and work together towards revitalizing the nation's economy. He was speaking in Kano during a Ramadan special breakfast organized by President Buhari's personal assistant on electronic media, Sha'aban Ibrahim Sharada. Abdullahi Mustafa reports.
The special Ramadan breakfast was organized by the personal assistant to the president on electronic media, Sha'aban Ibrahim Sharada. It brought together politicians, captains of industry, business executives and media practitioners in the spirit of the holy month and to pray for President Muhammadu Buhari as well as continued peace and unity in the country. Jigawa State Governor Muhammad Badr Abubakar said instead of trivial issues, Nigerians should work together towards reviving the nation's ailing economy. He stressed that the Buhari's administration requires support and cooperation of all citizens towards making Nigeria a better place for all.
I don't have to elaborate the issue of security, the issue of corruption, the issue of jobs, and the issue of sustainable agriculture.
The governor said unless Nigeria's import bill is reduced to barest minimum, Nigeria's currency will continue to suffer in the foreign exchange market. Leading Kano businessmen, including Tajuddin Aminu Dantata and Rabiu Isiaka Rabiu, assured of their readiness to support the federal government's economic diversification drive. Personal assistant to the president on electronic media, Sha'aban Sharada, thanked the people of Kano for their support and understanding to the federal government. Emir Muhammad Sanusi II was represented by the Falaki of Kano, Mujitaba Abba Abubakar. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
Nigeria is endowed with human resources as her biggest asset, which, if fully utilized, could add value to the economy. Executive Director, Bank of India, Olagunju, reaffirmed this at a Ramadan lecture organized by NASFAT in Abuja. Salihu Abdullahi completes this report.
As Muslims intensify their spiritual exercise in this holy month of Ramadan with both voluntary and obligatory supplications, NASFAT is equally taking advantage of the period to empower Muslims with the right knowledge to boost the economy. Guest lecturer Wahid Olagunju spoke on surviving the tide in the period of economic recession, identified agriculture, solid minerals, and power sector as veritable business environments that Nigerians can capitalize on to make a difference.
We're in a very good position to guide current and prospective investors and entrepreneurs, and that's what we've tried to do here, letting them know that the fundamentals of the Nigerian economy remains very strong. It is true there are challenges now, but in some parts of the world, some of the biggest and most successful companies were formed during recessions. Because when you succeed under a worst-case scenario, when the economy begins to bounce back, things can only get better.
So many people are here, you can see the numbers, a multitude. Some have money, they don't know what to do. Some don't have at all, they don't have idea where to go. So with his own background, when we are planning this year's Ramadan, we saw that, okay, what we should do mostly is that it's better you teach people how to fish than to give them fish.
Ola Gunju is optimistic that Nigeria's huge population is an advantage for boosting domestic and export commodity. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi, NTA News.
And to religious matters, a special interfaith prayer has been held in Lokoja, Kogi State capital, for the quick recovery and return of President Muhammadu Buhari. Solomon Ayedehim reports that the prayer was held at the Government House, Lokoja.
The prayer session was organized by Kogi State government to again seek divine intervention for the quick recovery and return of President Muhammadu Buhari. Chairman, Kogi State Chapter of Christian Association of Nigeria, Bishop John Ibenu, and the Chief Imam of Government House, Lokoja, Alhaji Isha Bashir Ohu, led in the prayers, respectively.
And raise him up that he might return unto his work according to your perfect will, in Jesus' name.
They described President Muhammadu Buhari as God sent to Nigeria, hence the special prayers for his speedy recovery to enable him accomplish the good job he has started. The congregation also prayed for the peace and unity of the nation, as well as the development of Kogi State under Governor Yahaya Bello.
And by the special grace of God, the Mr. President will soon return to Nigeria hale and hearty, because prayer is very powerful and prayer is getting a...
In Lokoja, Solomon Ayedehi, NTA News.
Peaceful coexistence has been identified as a panacea for national development. This was the thrust of the celebration of this year's Feast of the Holy Trinity. Basi Itaikpang reports on the significance of the feast in relation to unity and national development.
The Feast of the Holy Trinity was established in the 14th century to celebrate the essence of one God in three persons, bounded in love.
But when Christ came, he looked at the commandment given to Moses by God. He reviewed it and anchored the new commandment on love and said, forgive your neighbor for whatever offense.
Today, as we celebrate, we enjoin all of us to join hands in nation building.
Apart from peaceful coexistence, love and unity are other indices which the feast signifies.
Unity in the homes, and unity amongst all religions, and unity in our country.
And for Nigeria, it calls for us to unite as a people, because when you are united, you have strength and purpose.
Worshippers advise Nigerians to see themselves as one, irrespective of tribe and religion.
Today we have so many kinds of challenges facing our country, Nigeria. But if we try to imbibe that love and that gifts God gave to us, and love one another and live like brothers and sisters, would reduce all the tensions, and our country will be able to forge, develop and grow to better and greater heights.
The Feast of Holy Trinity, which took place at Holy Trinity Catholic Church, Maitama, featured prayers for the nation and its leaders, family thanksgiving and cultural display. Basi Taipan, NTA News.
And away from religious matters, Director General of Voice of Nigeria, Osita Okechukwu, has commended the Emir of Katsina, Alhaji Abdulmumin Kabir, for his support and patriotism towards ensuring peace and securing the lives and property of Igbo communities residing in the northern part of the country. Mr. Okechukwu, addressing supporters of the All Progressive Congress in Eke, Enugu State, emphasized the need for all and sundry to foster peace and recognize the truism that Nigeria will overcome every setback militating its growth and development. He charged Igbo communities in the north and Nigerians in general to remain calm and law-abiding as the present administration continues to work assiduously towards improving the lives of the citizenry. He enjoined Igbos not to fall victim to those in the southeast calling for cession and those giving quit notice in the north. And as part of measures to enhance standards of living, create job opportunities and guarantee green environment, Nigeria is seeking assistance from the international community to finance a recurring deficit in national budget. The request by the Nigeria delegation at the International Labour Conference in Geneva, Switzerland, is based on opportunities open to member nations of the ILO. Correspondent Emmanuel Ayimero completes this report.
Having presented Nigeria's position to the Parliament by the Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, and NLC President Ayuba Waba on the activities of government and labour to better the lives of Nigerians, the need for the country to enjoy the support of ILO to achieve sustainable peace and resilience was emphasized. Nigerian delegates say when people are engaged, peace is sustained, which makes the assistance of the international community very important.
Our budgetary provisions, but it's never enough. They should also come to the aid of Nigeria in tackling the insurgency. Niger Delta insurgency is there, that has made for low revenue receipt. And we also have the insurgency in the northeast, the Boko Haram insurgency, which have consumed our resources, a lot of our resources, which we will have deployed in this area of cleaner energy that we're talking about. So they can support us in terms of youth employment, in terms of skills support, and make for decent work.
A lot of youths are not employed, and therefore there is a provision for technical assistance by the ILO, which can be extended to the tripods in countries to be able to address this issue.
Various lobbying and negotiations are ongoing to derive maximum benefits for the country.
Algeria, yesterday we had discussion with them, whereby we are looking at the possibility of at least getting about 1 million seedlings of dates so that we can have them planted in various parts of Nigeria. These are commercial trees. By the time we paid our young men to look after them, whatever is made out of that, they will definitely benefit. And it takes just 6 months for those trees to become productive.
Nigerian delegates are currently participating in various committees where compliance with different conventions and standards are being scrutinized. From Geneva in Switzerland, Emmanuel Ayemiro, NTA News.
And now to sports. 27 goals scored in Sunday's Nigeria Professional Football League matches as Rafael Nadal wins a record 10th Ronald Garros title in Paris. Amanze Marcus has more on Sports Update.
Plateau United Football Club of Jos scored the highest number of goals in week 24 of the Nigeria Professional Football League with a 5-1 thrashing of Gombe United at the Rangpang Stadium. Katsina United got the 3 points with a 3-0 victory over El Kanemi Warriors of Maiduguri. All the teams that played at home won as 27 goals were scored in 10 matches. England are FIFA Under-20 World Cup champions in their first appearance in the final of a global tournament since their FIFA World Cup victory 51 years ago. Dominic Calvert-Lewin's first half goal against Venezuela on Sunday was enough to earn England their first Under-20 trophy at the Suwon World Cup Stadium in South Korea. It was an all-European victory as Italy won the bronze medal 4-1 on penalties against Uruguay after a goalless full-time. Meanwhile, Spain's Rafael Nadal is the first man or woman in the Open era to have won a Grand Slam tournament 10 times, following his 3 straight sets defeat of Switzerland's Stan Wawrinka in the French Open final Sunday in Paris. The 31
is live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. And that's it on the news. We do thank you so much for watching. Becky will be back with the rest of Newsline right after this break. Good evening.
With Happy Cover from Leadway Assurance, you'll be covered for, well, almost anything. From personal cover to automobile to house, all with one single premium. Get happy. SMS happy to 22865 and we'll call you back. SMS now. Live happy with Leadway Assurance, ensuring happiness since 1970.
Hey, now who they here? My name now Mr. Shortcut. I dey mind my money. Now cheap one I dey buy. From that we side. Now to buy cheap one. Hey, Now one can keep on for my yard. A cheap building material where we take build my office. I think say I dey save money. Office building collapse and fire burn my house.
You don't see what happened to Mr. Shortcut? Well, Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, don't ready for action and say enough of pain, loss and wastage. And if you see product where no dey correct, call the SON office when near you or SON help desk. Standards Organization of Nigeria, improving life through standards.
There is a reason Africa is called the new frontier. What was once potential is now an opportunity ready to be seized. Once revered for our resources, today's wealth lies in our people. People who build the cities that shape the future. People who know an idea in one place means business in another. A generation for whom technology means there are no borders, no boundaries. We are the new lions in a brave new world, kings of the urban jungle. And there's a bank that puts the world in our pocket and the future in our hands. UBA, Africa's global bank.
While others
The evening ended with officers and men of the Nigerian Navy and their guests feeling satisfied for an evening well spent, rounding up the celebrations of the Nigerian Navy at 61.
Sunset like you've never seen it. And military traditions are always entertaining, aren't they? Next, we are going to tell you what a 72-year-old woman is doing to add value to the lives of vulnerable children. This and more when we return from this break. Stay on the line.
What a time to be alive. Just some years ago, many of the businesses and industries that are worth billions today did not even exist. Now, you could be in a village and become the next big thing worldwide. All you need is an idea, patience, persistence, and good internet access. So go on, get the other three, because we've got you covered on internet access with super fast data plans, no matter who you are or where you are. Maybe you're the one the world is waiting for to take us to our next level of success. There's only one way to find out, and we have full confidence that you will find the way. Why are we so sure? Let's just say that we have blind faith in your future.
Cadbury Bournvita now comes in an attractive new 500-gram refill pack. Simply open and reseal after use to retain the chocolatey and creamy taste. Cadbury Bournvita. Prepare to win.
Chewing gum neutralizes bad odor. It doesn't just disguise them, it gives you real minty breath.
Ever since he could hold a bat, Charles wanted to play like his big brother. Victor had skills that matched the best in the land. Never mind, little brother, drink your Dano milk and keep practicing. So that is what he did. And step by step, glass by glass, the boy grew in spirit and strength, skill and determination. Until one day, drink your Dano milk and be strong.
On your way home, something fascinating happens in the shop. Wow,
What's that? A tasty fruit drink shines. It's in a pouch, but not a normal pouch. It's the fascinating Capri-Sun pouch. It's great to handle and easy to use for everyone. Capri-Sun brings the real fun to drinking. Put the straw in and the fascination continues. Capri-Sun, naturally fun.
House of Cheese. I can't believe she just rejected me and my camera.
She rejected my lights.
How can she not want makeup? Maybe when the battery dies, she'll come back to us.
Nah, not with a 4,000 milliampere battery.
Experience the best selfies of your life. Gioni A1 Super Selfie Super Battery.
Can your milk do this?
Can your milk do this? Mine can.
With Hollandia evaporated milk, your ice cream, custards, and variations of beverages taste pleasantly different. Hollandia evaporated milk. Life tastes different.
From the House of Cheese.
Welcome back. Slowly but surely, fasting in the holy month of Ramadan is coming to an end. The last 10 days are vital and of utmost importance to Muslims. As they brace up for this period, Musa Toliat reports on the significance of the last 10 days of Ramadan fast.
The month-long spiritual exercise stems from Allah's injunction in the Holy Quran, which mandates the Muslim faithful to observe the Ramadan fast, which is obligatory. The Muslim faithful, however, looks forward to the last 10 days of the fast, which is of utmost importance and beneficial to their spiritual lives. In this last part of the exercise is the prophetic tradition for the faithful to engage in seclusion or intikaf in a mosque.
We are encouraged to seclude ourselves in the mosque by renouncing the word temporarily, devoting your entire life towards Allah.
Prayers, supplication, and voluntary good deeds are intensified in the last 10 days of the fast because there is a night within those days known as Laylatul Qadr or Night of Majesty, which is only known to Allah.
If you are part of it, Laylatul Qadr, Khayr bin Alfi Shahr, is better than the worship of God for 1,000 months, which is more than 83 years.
There is a prophetic prayer point to be emphasized during this period till the end of the month.
Allahumma innaka afu tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anna. That, oh Lord, you love forgiving your servant, may you forgive us.
The last 10 days dovetail into Eid al-Fitr, which is a period of celebration for those who successfully conclude Ramadan fast. But there are injunctions attached to it.
The day of it is what? Yamul Akli wa Shurb wa Dhikrul Azza wa Jal. The day of it is the day of eating and drinking, and more importantly, the remembrance of Almighty Allah.
However, before proceeding to the prayer ground on Eid al-Fitr, the faithful is required to carry out a peculiar charitable act.
The first thing we do is to pay the Zakat al-Fitr before we observe Salat. It is a means of purifying the fasting Muslim, errors he fell into when he was fasting. It will also serve as a means of food, of sustenance for the needy.
And many blessings of Ramadan to our Muslim friends. It was a gathering of who is who when Chief Bisi Akonde, former governor of Osun State and first interim chairman of the All Progressives Congress, gave out his daughter, Wuraola, out in marriage. The ceremony took place in Ibadan yesterday with acting president, Professor Yemi Oshibajo, as special guest. Lawahid reports.
It was indeed a moment of happiness for the couple, Wuraola and Olawale, and a memorable day for their parents as dignitaries from all walks of life converged on Ibadan to celebrate the wedding with them. Among the guests were acting president Professor Yemi Osinbajo, senior president Bukola Saraki, and some state governors who graced the occasion.
Sometimes there are quarrels within that marriage, sometimes there are disagreements, but the important thing is that we must remain together.
As it is the norm at wedding ceremonies, parents of the couple gave some words of advice as they set their feet on the new journey.
The only advice I can give them is that the relationship that started from all the family should not be allowed be afflicted by anything.
They should maintain the love that they have started. No matter the challenges, they should rely on God for solution.
And to the couple, they are soulmates.
Has always been the kind of a dream guy I always wanted. He's a caring, loving, and wonderful guy.
Wura is a very loving person. She is a family person. She's a nurturer.
Guests were entertained at a grand reception as mothers of the new couple could not hide their joy.
They have started well and may they continue till eternity. Congrats to the couple. Friesland Campina Wamco Nigeria PLC is a company that produces Peak and 3 Crowns milk in addition to other milk products. Adebola Ogulano reports that the company inaugurated a milk collection center in Shaki, Oyo State, the 5th of its kind in the state. How will this center serve distributors and consumers? Over to you, Adebola.
Inaugurating the Dairy Development Program, Governor Biola Ajumobi commended the initiative, saying the center will boost dairy farming and create job opportunities. He said the program has facilitated milk processing in Isenyi, Alaga, Fashola, Maya, and Shaki.
Such projects should be encouraged and recommended to other multinationals that are interested in the well-being of Nigerians.
Minister of Agriculture, Haudu Ogbe, who was represented, said the Memorandum of Understanding between the federal government and WAMCO in 2011 was targeted at sourcing for raw milk locally to reverse the huge spending on the importation of raw materials annually.
The federal government has taken delivery of a motorized mobile milking machine from Ria Faro from Brazil, and we intend to deploy it to support the FC WAMCO initiative.
Earlier, the managing director of Friesland Campina said the intention is to encourage local milk collection directly from dairy farmers.
When communities are engaged in economic activities, then the socio-economic impact is also very strongly felt.
The center, NTA NewsLine, collects raw milk from over 1,700 dairy farmers in Okyogun area of Oyo State.
Moving on, undeterred by the economic challenges faced in the year 2016, the board of Lafarge Africa PLC has offered its shareholders a dividend of 1.05 naira gross per share. The dividend amounts to 5.8 billion naira, which represents 34.7% of net income after taxation. Jennifer Igwe was at the Lafarge annual general meeting held in Lagos, where the dividends and other positive developments were announced.
One of Africa's leading cement manufacturers, Lafarge Africa PLC, says, notwithstanding economic challenges facing the nation, the company is well positioned to bridge the nation's housing gap and for key investment in the nation's infrastructure and development. Progress the company is making reflected in the dividend of 1 naira 5 kobo gross per share.
Increase our debt and our exposure into dollar. Cost reduction, because this new line is more efficient than the previous one and help us increase our footprint in the southwest, southeast.
The management of Lafarge Africa PLC, a member of Lafarge Wholesale, says it is poised to maintaining leadership in the building and construction industry in Nigeria and Africa.
The joy of the families of Ray Ubovre and Marcel Iberaise was transparent as they watched the knot of matrimony being tied between their children, Ogene Tega and Kashmir. This took place in Lagos yesterday. Newsline was there for the highlights as captured by Elizabeth Omori.
That was the father of the bride, Pastor Ray Ubovre, walking his daughter, Ogene Tega, down the aisle to be joined in holy matrimony.
Married to a Nigerian from Anambra State at the medical school in Ukraine,
72-years-old Dr. Svetlana Ekwezi came into Nigeria 50 years ago from former USSR and has been residing in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, for the past 45 years, in a little ways contributing.
From this break, stay on the line.
From what we have seen, we have the capacity which we can rapidly develop or feed in ourselves. If we don't import rice, we stop importing corn and other grains, Nigeria will have plenty of money to invest into developing industries, especially manufacturing, textiles and so on, and develop iron and steel, and complement the infrastructure development. So really, the opportunities are virtually limitless, and we are very, very aware of this, and we are prepared to exploit it to the fullest.
At a co-electricity distribution company, the safety of our customers' lives is always of paramount importance to us because we want you to stay alive and enjoy our services. Therefore, avoid all acts and practices that can endanger your life. Building under or near high-voltage electricity facilities is illegal and dangerous. Do not expose yourself to electrocution. Anyone living or transacting business close to any of the power facilities does so at his or her own risk, as a co-disco will not be held liable for any mishap caused by contact with this facility. Please stay alive because a co-disco cares for you. 0708 065 5555 www.ekedp.com. EKEDP impacts
stiffer penalties for fake drug offenders with a review of NAFDAC laws, national, regional, and international collaborations, cutting-edge technologies, including the mobile authentication service.
NAFDAC as an agency is indeed doing so much to protect the health of our nation. I urge everyone to support NAFDAC in ridding the country of fake drugs and unwholesome products.
Let us support NAFDAC to win the war against fake drugs and other unwholesome regulated products. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
The Future Assured project of the wife of the president, Aisha Muhammad Buhari, is carrying out free medical screening and distribution of food items at various IDP camps while ensuring the economic empowerment of women through training and skill acquisition. In recognition of her efforts, wives of governors have lent their voices and support.
In Kogi State, we feel the impact of Future Assured, especially in women and children.
The Future Assured program of Mrs. Aisha Muhammad Buhari, the wife of the president, has been very assuring and still reassuring in Sokoto State. It has impacted positively in the areas of humanity, especially women and children.
Supports the Future Assured initiative. Email programs@futureassured.org.ng. Future Assured, promoting and protecting the lives of Nigerian women and children.
Is a very laudable achievement on the part of the federal government and state government. Since the commencement of the program, the children are really doing fine. The vendors are wonderful. In fact, they are doing a good job. They usually come to school on time. They serve the children, they serve the pupils. The program has really helped the children because there are some pupils, they don't have access to balanced diet. With the commencement of this program, many lives have been touched. To have easy access to balanced diet, it has really helped the children a lot.
Okay, sir. You may now go in for your interview.
Thank you.
Ah, my shoe. And to think I just bought this very expensive foreign shoe 2 months ago.
So sorry about your shoes. This is why I advise my friends to always patronize made in Nigeria products. See this shoe. It's made in Nigeria, and I've had it for 2 years, and it's still as good as the day I bought it.
Made in Nigeria products are good quality, and stringent government regulations and certification now mean the goods made in Nigeria meet international standards. Make the patriotic choice today. Buy right. Buy Made in Nigeria.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
Glad to have you back. It was an amazing night in Abuja for Glo subscribers when the telecommunications giant hit the city with a mega music show. The mega event was to appreciate Glo subscribers for their dedication and patronage. Gufan Shaji reports that on stage was a roll call of all celebrated Nigerian music artists.
Perhaps too good for one night, but it was all in one night. This platform also allowing young artists to showcase their talents, while 13-year-old David Isaac, known with a stage name as Trumper D, stunned the crowd with his performance. Dance competitions spicing up the night. The Glo National Sales Coordinator Abuja speaks on the reason for the tour as well as what this portends for the Nigerian entertainment industry.
What we are doing here is we are appreciating our numerous subscribers and we are celebrating them for their loyalty, for staying with us for the past years and for keeping faith with us.
Proud to be part of the Glo brand because it's indigenous and truly Nigerian. So yeah, it's doing a lot for the Nigerian entertainment industry.
Such a reaction from the crowd, would one need to find out what the night was for this audience? Indeed, it was obvious.
That was quite a show. Moving on. Back in the day, Bishop Age Missionary Secondary School in Lagos was the place to be. Parents struggled to get their children in that school. Apart from academics, the school impacted high level of morals and discipline in the students, who in turn have turned out to be worthy men and women in the society. We're talking about the school today because it is a sharp contrast from what it was decades ago. How so? Ime Udori went to inspect, and here is a compilation of her findings.
Nothing is left here to remind a first-timer that this facility was once a school, except for the signpost at the entrance and the blackboards in the classrooms with the remains of the chalk last written on them. Welcome to Bishop Age Missionary Secondary School, Ilasamaja, Mushin in Lagos. The school, we are told, was established over 40 years ago by the Catholic mission.
Formerly, it is called Pope Pius Secondary School in the 70s.
Just opposite the school is the Mushin Local Government Public Library. The school is now abandoned.
This place has been like this since 2009. The Catholics said they need the faith with the school, but Lagos said the faith should be for the youth because in Mushin there is no other place they can use for the youth center. I think there's litigation between the state and the Catholic.
Oyina Emmanuel Promise is a footballer who trains on this field.
I was present when the deputy governor of Advertisements administration come here in presence of Minister Ashoson. This particular office, it used to be the vice principal office.
The facility is known to have produced notable and successful citizens.
the President Commissioner for Special Duty and Intergovernmental Relation, in the person of Honorable Commissioner Sheyela Dejo, was the principal of this school. Former Transport and Environment, Dr. Moise Banere San, was also product of this school. The present Speaker of the House, Obasa, was a product of this school.
Structures in the school include a twin two-story building of not less than 15 classrooms each, with staff rooms, toilets, a chapel, and other blocks of classrooms, all dilapidated due to abandonment. This large playground was used for sporting activities in the school's heydays. Needless to say, the school premises is not only a shadow of itself, but has become a dwelling place for miscreants.
2 months ago, armed robbers attacked that street there, Banner Street, robbed about 2 houses there, because they used that place as an hideout.
A team should be training here, but they are scared. You only have confidence to come in the morning when people are so many here, or later in the evening when people are many, for your own security.
There are illegal tenants in some of the spaces that once served as classrooms. Example is this man, whom we met resting, and another on a tree branch. That is not all. The school complex is now a dumping ground for all manner of filth. This classroom, for instance, has become a warehouse for plastic bottles, where scavengers store their waste collections. Strangely, the facility also serves as a youth development center.
We have the makeup artist, they be trained on makeup. We have the catering department and hairdressing.
Now, because this once enviable school is presently an abandoned property sheltering hoodlums, residents are pleading with the Lagos State government to put the facility to good use and evacuate the hoodlums.
The lost glory of Bishop Age School can be restored with adequate support. Side eyes at old boys and girls. We're running off nicely. Let's take the last break, come back and tell you what next. Stay on the line.
Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. Three little birds pitch by my doorstep, singing sweet songs, our melodies pure and true, saying, this is my message to you. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright.
There's no limit to what you can do with data. With Nigeria's widest data network, it's amazing what you can make happen on MTN.
This is my message to you.
Welcome back. This happened in Ogoja, Cross River State. The woman is young at only 26 years old. She is of very little means, but that is not why we talk about her. We talk about her because with little or no means of survival, Cynthia Emeka put to bed a set of triplets. Bundles of joy, no doubt, but can Cynthia cope? Eswedodi reports.
Cynthia Emeka delivered a set of triplets, a boy and 2 girls, safely on the 7th of June 2017 at the General Hospital, Ogoja, but has no means of taking care of the children.
I want them to help me so they will train my children.
The medical personnel who spoke on Cynthia's condition appreciated God for the successful delivery. Given her plight, they, however, called on the government and other good citizens to aid her with financial support to enable her care for the children, as her only source of livelihood is farming and her husband is an Okada rider.
This is the 4th pregnancy, and out of these 4 pregnancies, she has 7 children. The first 2, she had a single deliveries. The 3rd pregnancy, she had twins, and this is the 4th one with these 3 children. That they will
come to her aid, especially that she's a pauper. She cannot really take care of these children, and if she has to go by breastfeeding, she cannot stand the stress.
The situation of the mother, the parents of these children, I think it needs help.
Biblical injunction of that he who is kind to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will reward him for what he has done.
Those multiple blessings deserve multiple blessings from all of us. Please, okay? Thanks. This is where we call it a day. Thanks for sharing the time with us. We'll do it again, same time and same place, Sunday next week. Stay on the line. Do well during the week. Good night and God bless Nigeria.